explain to everybody just briefly what briefly what happened on that day that caused you to be arrested.
Um, that morning started like any other morning. I either eat breakfast at school or I eat at home, and then I go to take my medication. This particular morning, Miss Brownfield was the hall monitor at the door. I went to try to make entry into the building, and she wouldn't let me in. She said I couldn't come in the building because the first bell had already rang. And so I said, okay, I walked off. And I believe there was two more girls that was with me. I turned to walk off, and as I'm walking off, I noticed a group of white girls going to the door. So I just kind of stand around to see if she was going to let them in. And when she did, I went back to ask her why did she let them gain entry into the building and I couldn't go to the nurse to take my medicine like I always do. And by this time, she's yelling at me, saying that I'm not coming back in the build. I'm not coming into the building. And so it's just a bunch of yelling going on because she's yelling and she's pushing backwards. I mean, she's pushing me backwards onto the people behind me. And so I want to say it was probably about the third push. I just kind of stuck my hands up and she pushed off of my hands, but my hands never extended. And from there was a guy teacher. He came out and he was going to assist in getting me out the building. And in turn, he pushed me into the middle door and I had a contusion on my head and a laceration in my hand from where the pencil stuck in my hand from when I fell into the door.
Hmm.
At this time, I had a whole bunch of people yelling at me to go to the office, and I went to the principal's office. I sat there maybe 2 hours. They never called my mom. One of the girls that was with me actually ended up sneaking onto the phone and calling my mom and letting her know that they basically had me trapped in the office and they weren't calling my mom or they weren't letting anyone know what was going on. So once my mom made it, I showed her the cameras, which camera to ask to view where the incident happened because it took them 2 hours, to come back and say, well, we're going to call an ambulance because you hurt somebody. And I was like, I was confused because I know for one I didn't hurt anyone, and then it had been 2 hours later, and so um, that's what I ended up ultimately being arrested for that day.
Hmm. Okay, so you're 14 at the time, right?
Yeah.
Damn.